Valet stars Samara Weaving as a movie star who enlists a parking valet, played by Eugenio Derbez, to pose as her lover to cover for her relationship with a married man. This premiered on Hulu in May, and it's directed by Richard Long, and it's actually a remake of a French film of the same name, which I hadn't seen. Now, I didn't know much about this going in, as it really wasn't on my radar. I like both Weaving and Derbez, though my one bit of skepticism would be that, judging by the premise, this would be as cliche and predictable as they come. And not that there isn't some degree of truth to that. The way the film plays out, you can tell where some things are headed. At first, our two leads are brought together by unusual circumstances, and they're forced to be around one another for an extended period of time, and there's all this fish out of water humor until they actually form a genuine bond. But even with that being the case, I was actually surprised by this, and I like this considerably more than I thought I would. And I think the main thing that sold me is that Weaving and Derbez's chemistry really made the movie worthwhile. Sure, they play heavily into the idea that they're two total opposites, but the thing is, there's never anything mean-spirited about their relationship from the get-go. Even though she's clearly using him to cover up her own affair, she doesn't talk down to him or act like she totally loathes him. The fish out of water humor might be hit and miss, in the way that Derbez doesn't pick up on social cues and is totally out of his element when placed in front of the paparazzi, but the film fleshes his character out nicely from the get-go to show how nice of a person he is, and this relationship starts things off in a respectable enough place so that they have something to build off of, which allows us as the audience to start getting invested. Derbez definitely goes more for the comedic moments, especially during sequences where he's together with his fellow parking attendants that's made up of all the amusing banter, though he also brings with him a lot of heart, especially once we see his character introduce Weaving to the rest of his family to at least break some of the superficial elements about their relationship. And I thought these moments when everyone was allowed to be more vulnerable were really effective, especially with Weaving getting a nice arc of her own about how fame doesn't always mean everything. I'd say while the first half is a bit clunky in its execution, as this is the film at its most predictable and cliched and it goes on for way longer than it should have, I'd say this really hits its stride once these characters are allowed to be more themselves and they get past a lot of the initial facade. While it doesn't completely drop the comedic bits, it definitely leans more into its sentimental moments here, and it's done in a manner where it feels like things flow smooth enough. And because we built this nice foundation from the start, it made the second half feel earned, even if it feels a bit too cheesy from time to time. But honestly, overall, I had a good time with The Valet. It might not reinvent the wheel, and it has its fair share of predictable and cliched moments, but it works overall thanks to its heartfelt nature and the charming chemistry between our two leads. If you're looking to throw on a nice rom-com, this might just do the trick. The Valet gets a 7 out of 10. So let me know, did you see The Valet, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you find it funny, and how does it compare to the original if you saw that? Let me know in the comments below so we can discuss. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and keep having fun with film.